Welcome to Frontrunners Innovate, where we connect you to global leaders meeting the world's challenges through business and innovation. Our guests for this episode are Elsa Wilkin of Kenwa Consulting and Michaelene Holder March of MHM Health Consultancy, both of the UK and both with me today representing the Caribbean Global Awards, a special event held in September to honor those Caribbeans living here, there, and around the world as diaspora who are always working to make an impact to their homeland and its people. I'm your host, Mary Kurek, CEO of Frontrunners Development, a global business development company that connects businesses to change the world. Nothing like celebrating those who are actually changing the world to create some excitement. So let's get to it. We are back with two of my favorite ladies for Frontrunners Innovate, and that would be Michaelene Holder March and also Elsa Wilkin. And these two ladies are in the UK today, and we're catching up with them about a special event that's coming up. And we're going to start with the woman of the hour who's actually put this event together, and that is Michaelene Holder March, and it is the Caribbean Global Awards, of which I'm well familiar. I actually attended virtually last year and saw the gorgeous gowns and heard some of the speeches, and it was a packed house in London, and it was absolutely stunningly beautiful. The music was incredible. The jazz musicians or whoever that you have, Michaelene, fantastic. I'd love to hear them again. I hope you have them again, but let's have you give us a little rundown on first yourself, introduction, and then on the event, and then we'll kind of move on from there.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Michaelene Holder March, just like a boy. I'm what you would call a true Caribbean, I think. And I'm going to create an envy pot here, but I am. My grandfather served in the army, the West Indian Army, and he's from Barbados. My maternal grandmother is from Sotes in Grenada. And my father family, obviously, indented Indians from India and mixed with Grenadian as well. So born in Trinidad and Tobago, and I think that I am ideally Caribbean based upon that. And so therefore my profession career is stemmed from education to mainly health and digital and my entrepreneurship, own businesses. I've worked for myself for a very long time. I don't know what it is to be an employee, but I think employee is good, and I probably should try it again. And I'm the founder of MHM, which you can see at the back. And I'm also the founder of the Caribbean Global Awards and the Caribbean Global Institute. So let's just take it. And I'm also the chair of a charity that I founded, which is called MHM Health Collaborative, which addresses the what you would call the inequalities in regard into healthcare. And that has over 67 different doctors and nurses and people who are in the healthcare profession and not in the healthcare profession who actually contribute to clinical guidelines. And I'm also the chair of the Trinidad and Tobago Association, and also the chair of Rudolph Walker, who's a well-known actor. I'm also not a chair, but I'm a trustee there as well. So I'm involved with. But beyond that, and I'm an ambassador as well for antimicrobial. So beyond that, my complex life and being on the roundtable of Africa Roundtable, I realized that I'm involved in so many things. And what's missing is my Caribbean flair and how to actually recognize there are people who are doing so much greater stuff than I could ever imagine, who stand so tall up in the sky in regards to their diverse abilities that I don't know who they are, and I want to know who they are, and the world needs to know about them. So how can I get them on a platform whereby it's not just handing them an award, but we could continue to develop and improve our Caribbean communities, whether they are abroad or far or wide, in the context of making sure that there's this network, this database where we can support each other, especially for blue economy and the local economy, and recognizing there's so many fiscal measures that are impacting in our delivery to be a global competitor. A single nation is very difficult, but as a united nation, we are more than able to actually bring our resources together. So why not? The Caribbean Global Awards create the exact platform for that, because we aim to get our exemplars in the society, those who are excellent. Now, it is not meant to be snobbish, but it's meant to that you can actually ask them how did they get there and get mentored by people who are exemplars in their field. We do recognize people who are exemplars, even if you're in the local cottage industry making great cakes, from agriculture to any, we do. So don't think it's only for those who are professors, etc. But if you're going to be a professor, you must be the best in the business. That's the difference. If you are going to be a cake maker, you must be the best cake maker in the business. So that is what it is about, pulling out those who are extraordinary, and forcing the ordinary to become extraordinary. So come and join us on the 28th of September. It's going to be live stream. Last year we had 165 nominations. This year we had 189, and we have about 55 in the Gmail inbox that came in late.
Wow.
That came from everywhere in the world. So this year we have countries like Australia, Singapore, Puerto Rico. We have a lady from Puerto Rico who got a spotlight. We have those from Belize. We have those from all the islands, all the countries that actually surround the Caribbean islands, which is absolutely wonderful because we accept the wider diaspora and we love our Latin countries because we are so close to them and we rely on them as well as they rely on us for that stability in that part of the world. So it's a great time for you to network, get to know people, and to be amongst people who might be able to help you to channel your dreams, your profession, and to get to know someone else who might be able to give you that bridge to cross over into the area that you may want to develop in. So that's Caribbean Global Awards. And our institute is exciting because in the institute, we actually have, it's a membership institute. So you, for the first time, you can join. I am inundated. I want to say thank you to all those, the mechanics and from the Caribbean and different places who are writing in to say they want to be part of the membership of the Caribbean Institute. I will be writing back to you. Just give me a little bit of a breathing space. So we have mechanics, we have hairdressers, we have cake makers, we've got people from the mining. Hi, Rollingston. I know you're going to be watching. He is in Guyana, and we have people who are self-made businessmen who have already signed up from Guyana who wants to get part of that membership. And like Kenwa, we also get our ISO as well. So thank you.
Nice.
Wow, what an entrepreneur. You have done so many things, Michaelene, and still creating such great impact. And what I love is that you've brought in Elsa, and you, by the way, you and I have known each other for a little while, and you've introduced me to some terrific people, Elsa being one of them. So she is one of your exemplary individuals and living in the UK formally in all ways representative of the Caribbean. And I have loved getting to know her. So thank you so much for that introduction and love being able to introduce her to other people. So she is an ambassador for this event, right? The ambassador for the Caribbean. So Elsa Wilkin, why don't you share a little bit about your background and yourself, and let's talk about Kenwa for a minute, okay?
Okay, so I am Elsa Wilkin-Armbrister, and I'm from the tiny, beautiful island of Nevis in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. A global citizen because I've lived and worked in 9 countries. Yeah, I studied psychology, went home and worked, and then I thought, quite for me. Then I studied international marketing, taught at university level, then I decided to study diplomacy. I think diplomacy has always been my calling, but I had to find my own way in life. And so, yeah, I represented St. Kitts and Nevis in the Middle East and here in London. I worked in London at the High Commission for 6.5 years. And so, yes, I am an award-winning, 2 awards, multi-award-winning diplomat, formally. Now I decided to pivot and form Kenwa Consulting Limited. For me, it's continuity. It's paying homage to my mom and also to my daughter. And you may ask, what is Kenwa? Kenwa is an international business development consultancy. My focus is twofold. So it would be on marketing with an emphasis on strategic development. So for economic and marketing, and is brand ambassadorship. And as you know, I am the executive brand ambassador for Caribbean Global Awards. I also look at assisting countries with developing their country brand. So country branding falls under that. And I also help countries in terms of world expos and cultural diplomacy. So I carry quite a few hats like Michaelene. And I guess that's why we met and we hit it off that much. But yeah, for now, that's what Kenwa is.
So aren't you representing at an expo coming up, or Didn't I read?
It's not official yet, but
Okay.
yes, I've been consulted to represent the country
Okay.
at 25.
Okay. This is what I love about you is that you know about some of these events that a lot of people don't know about, these global events that could carry an awful lot of weight from a cultural and tourism and medical tourism, every kind of tourism, heritage tourism, which I think is really hot too. That's really important from those perspectives. So when you have a bend towards a certain type of tourism, when you think about a bend towards that, what would it be for you, do you think?
I would think it would be sustainable tourism and culturally, because for me, when you invite someone to your shore, you want them to have an authentic, cultural, rich experience, but you also want it to be sustainable because you want to be able to maintain your heritage. Like in Nevis, we have the bath springs, the hot bath springs, the volcanic stream leading down to the springs. So for that, we want you to enjoy it, but we want to also maintain it and maintain its integrity. So it should be treated with care and with respect. The old sugar mills that we have, the various sites that we have that are historic. We have the Brimstone Hill Fortress in St. Kitts, and that's a UNESCO heritage site. What we're asking people to do is come and visit, but we want you to take good care of it when you visit as well. So for me, sustainable tourism is one of my strong suits.
I think when you and I have talked, we've talked about some of the older historic properties that you have a real passion for getting redeveloped and, moving back into, I don't want to say their former glory, but at least revamping them to a place where they can be welcoming again to the tourists. And so some of them I think have been damaged by previous disasters or hurricanes or something. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about some of the properties that are there that you think might be spotlighted.
I would think of the historic Bath Hotel. It's the first hotel in the Caribbean, built in 1880, I think. So to me, it looks like a fortress. It's beautifully built, but it needs to be finessed and made to be luxurious to be able to attract people to come and stay there. Right now, it's being used as a government building, but I think with the correct architectural shifts and with the correct care, we can renovate it into being one of the best hotels in the Caribbean. I think of the Nisbet Plantation Inn. It's a hotel my dad worked at, so I have a special love for it. It has a boulevard from the main house going down to the ocean. To me, it's the perfect wedding venue. It's the festival venue. It is beautiful. When you go there, it's like you're resetting. When the hotel was open, there were no TVs in the room, and you each had your own house for a hotel room, and you just enjoy it.
Cottage.
Yeah, you have the beach, you have the way it was built in terms of the great house. When you have dinner on the terrace at night, looking out the stars, it's just amazing and beautiful. For me, that's what I'd like to see renovated and be back to its glory days. And then we have the Resthaven Hotel. The government would like to have it be revamped and create a boardwalk, and then have a ship yachting docking station close to the ocean, like right on it. So can you imagine? Resthaven it's currently closed because damaged by hurricane. But if you revamp it and it has a boardwalk, you can have your nice duty-free shops, you can have your nice boutiques, nice health spa as well. And then you have your yacht. I mean, what else can you ask for?
I don't know. I mean, if I had all that, if I had the yacht, that would be exactly where I'd want to park it.
Like I want to spotlight one more hotel. For me, St. Kitts and Nevis, they're two separate tourism brands, but they're both excellent brands. So I always say this is to anyone wanting to come to St. Kitts and Nevis. Spend 3 days in St. Kitts. Go to Belmont Farm or Kittitian Hill. It's a farm-to-table concept. So anything that you eat at Belmont Farm or Kittitian Hill, it's grown on the farm, 200 acres, or grown on St. Kitts and Nevis. The only thing that they import, the champagne that's served during Sunday brunch. And you're in the hills, so you have that cool, it's cool. You're in the hills, so it's greenery, it's foliage. You can rummage for your breakfast, mangoes, whatever fruit you want to pick. And then you can go down to Arthur's on the beach to have dinner. And you have fresh fish caught from the ocean, and you're served dinner on the beach. No, priceless.
I know. It doesn't get a lot better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
You painted a picture now, and I want to go tomorrow. I mean, this is fantastic. So I think what's really interesting too is because we've spotlighted the fact that there are some of these properties in one of our newsletters that we call the Opportunities Newscast. And we put that it was citizen by investment. Some of these properties are citizen by investment. And there's, once you get to a certain level of investment, then there's a citizenship program that comes with it. And got a lot of attention and from people who weren't even developers that were interested in that CBI.
Yeah,
And
that's
they're
one
looking
of
for
the,
partners,
that's like,
We're talking to one on Monday. But but I think that's really interesting that the governments are, some of these places who are very ambitious about renovating some of the properties or encouraging that tourism flow, whether it be in the Caribbean or wherever it may be. Because I've talked to some folks in Ghana, they're talking about doing some things with Brazil and Ghana. And that they're looking at some of these types of things, but they're not the only ones. I've talked to some others too. But this is good. I'm really pleased that you're involved at this point. And I know that we've talked about healthcare projects and energy projects as well.
Yes.
So anybody listening that has an ear towards some of the resources that would hit those areas that we need to kind of bring you into a conversation, definitely reach out. What might you be doing at the Caribbean Global Awards, Missy? What can we expect from you there?
Let me tell you a story. 2 years ago, Michaelene met me at Westminster for an event or something. And we got to talking, and she said she's passionate about showcasing excellence from Caribbean people in the diaspora. And I said, okay, I'm on board. So I was a judge in last year's Caribbean Global Award and a guest, and I enjoyed it. This year, I am also a judge, and I'll be the host of the event this year.
So you're on stage for most of it, huh?
Yes.
No, I must interrupt there. She has 3 roles actually.
Oh my gosh. Michaelene, you're working her. What is she doing?
She has 3 roles. So I would like to tell you, she's got 3 permanent roles actually. As we are sealing this more and more, it's really exciting actually. It's really exciting. This is only our 2nd year. I'm so excited what 2025 looks like because I have a whole airline crew from American Airways and different airlines, Delta and all of that, who cannot wait to descend in 2025. And one of their top aviation specialists has already signed up to be a judge in 2025. And yesterday I had on Facebook private message 4 captains joined together for me to see them in their beautiful car, that they're excited about representing the airline, not individuals, as diaspora crew. Who's going to be the best diaspora crew? So I need at least 2. We have Anne-Marie. She's fantastic. She's a captain. And now we have Felicia Kay. And now I need 2 more seasoned captain. But I know for sure I'm going to pull Captain Claiborne, who's the longest serving Black captain who has just retired. But I need 2 more. I want to be gender equality here, LGBT, everything. Just come on board and join us and be a judge. You could be anywhere in the world to be a judge. And there's no color barrier, no religion barrier, no of the isms. We just welcome your experience and your thinking out of the box. But I pass on to Elsa to tell you her roles. Yeah.
Are you aware that you signed on permanently for these things?
I signed up as a judge. I signed up as a host and the executive brand ambassador. I think the other position she's talking about would be the Caribbean Institute.
Okay. You know what? You spoke about that just a little bit. You want to share a little bit more, Elsa, while you've got the floor? Okay.
The Caribbean Institute. It's new. It's going to be my role, I am told, is that I'm an advisor. I'm on the board, and I would be able to do some lectures there when it's officially opened. So she's taking me back to lecture.
All right. Michaelene, is this a virtual situation, or is it going to be a physical place? And give us a little more detail on that, if you will.
I just want to thank all, or I wouldn't call them, but I want to thank all the ministers from different Caribbean islands and influencers who've actually been pushing me, and those of the African Roundtable have been pushing me to have an institute. As you know, I have MHM Health Consultancy that focus on training, development, and I do work at some work in regards to diversity at House of Commons in regards to that. but this is completely different. It's not only a membership, but it's also a mentoring and coaching program to help businesses to shape up into the right direction. And I know that Frontrunners would be right there with us in regards to pushing some of these entrepreneurs to the goals that they want to get to and to network with other powerful sources. So I'm really excited that on that basis that Caribbean Global Institute will have the great platform of Frontrunners development alongside with Kenwa and Ibeska from India, who is also supporting that as well, and also Highfield for their great work. And we are going to have such an incredible time. It's just sorted out. The website is going to be launched in time. And I can tell you, it's just about finalizing costs. And I want to keep the cost down as much as possible, but it's just about finalizing costs. You have 4 levels. You've got ordinary membership. Then you have the membership, which is called associate membership. Yeah. And then you have a fellow membership. And then you also have what is called the membership, which is associated using the CGA, where you are not only a fellow, but you are lifetime.
Okay, this is good. Yes. So, and when did you say this is officially launching?
So we are launching on the day of the Caribbean Global Awards. That's when we are launching. But before that, we already have people that's already signed up. And we also been linked up with a university that is associated with Africa, and that has places in Houston, Texas, New York, and elsewhere. It's really great arms out there, and I'm humbled.
Fantastic. What I'd like to have you do is give us the www for the where people can get to the Caribbean Global Awards, find out information, and can they go ahead and register now for that?
They can register from next week, Thursday. They can register via the Caribbean Global Awards. They can register for the Caribbean Global Institute, which would be a sub of that. So it's very easy for you to find it as a page.
Okay, so as we sit, it is the 23rd of August. So she's talking about next Thursday. So that'd be towards the end of August. So by the end of August, you should be able to hop on.
You should be able to hop on, and it doesn't matter what you are. The most important thing, you must be in business for at least 5 years. There's a reason for that, because when you start your business, it takes you a good 5 years to actually get your business into a sustainable and stable structure in regards to your policies, your documents, all of that we need, the true governance of that business. It's not really much about what you're turning over, because in Caribbean context, all of that is missed, but we will support you in getting the right documents so that you will get the credentials that we're going to offer you. So you could be the best potato planter, but you're going to get accreditation from the Caribbean Global Institute, which you could add in regards to what you're doing. But there are some specific standards for you to attain. And once you get those standards, you're able to use the credentials after attaining.
Yeah, and that goes a long way towards funding expansion and growth.
Yes.
If you need it. And that's maybe where I come in. So we never know.
Yes.
So this is good. Very, very good. Any final thoughts or words, Miss Elsa?
Well, recently, Kenwa partnered with United Universal to offer ISO training, because what I've realized, some of the entrepreneurs in the Caribbean, they produce some beautiful hot sauce or beautiful mango chutney or different things, but they're not accredited in terms of standard. And so to get your items to be shipped or sold internationally, I think this is one of the things that we need to do, have the standardized way of doing things and being able to actually, go through the process. You have they would come in and do your audit for you and make sure that everything is up to standard. And then you renew it in a year. So you're forced to then keep up with the regulatory standards, and you're able to that certification says a lot. And it says that you're serious, you mean business, and you want to be consistent.
And you can take it to the bank as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to give them a fighting chance. So for me, it's getting them on the right track.
Yeah, I agree. You just made me think of somebody as a resource for you. So thank you for bringing that up in just that way. Sometimes it's the right set of words that somebody says that triggers the brain. My brain is older, so it takes maybe a little longer to get the right things to,
You're doing well, Mary. You're doing well.
So, and lots of coffee. You know, I just got me lots of coffee in the morning to do that. This has been great. This is good information. This is going to be a great event. I hope that everybody who's watching this will get a chance to hop off and go check that out because and register for it. Go if you can in person. If you can't, usually there's an online way to see it. I mean, it was a streaming thing, I think last year that I got to see.
It was live streaming. This year we are we're really excited actually about this year. Not only the fact that we have in VIPs who are coming, but we have great sponsors that have just recently come on board, just really signing those last documents with them before I announce. Just really want to make sure that great. We have the embassies. We've got Dominica, Guyana, the Bahamas, who's actually reach out and do great works. I want to thank the great cricketers of all time, the top four, the four best in the world. I want to thank all those cricketers. They have signed bats, T-shirts, money, all of that. We want to thank Debbie Matthias for that. And I want to thank them because that will be up for an auction and they one-off items. You will not get it anywhere in the world. Those bats signed by the greatest, Clive Lloyd, Viv Richards, all of them have signed these bats and those bats will go for auction and the money will go towards hurricane survivors. So we just want to say, I want a big thank you, very important, to all the partners, all the judges, all the support people, Godfrey in Ghana, his sister, and all those who support in Ghana, the brand ambassadors, very important, the core team. And I couldn't do it without the Caribbean support team who's doing their great work. And I'm super proud of our young entrepreneur, Dawn Bates, who is going to come and present her bead selection. And she's only a baby, really. So excited. Amazing. So we have 2 ends of the poll. Just to let you know before you go, we've got 90-year-old Grandma Marie, and then we have young baby Bates. So we got 2 ends of the poll, and we're really excited by that.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. I just wrote down somebody's name who I think told me that they used to play cricket and they're like a complete nut over cricket. I think they're in India. And so if you give me a picture of one of those autographed bats, I might have a buyer for you before you even open the doors on the thing.
It's coming right over to you.
Okay, I'm saying this might be, just let them go ahead and buy one of them, and then you can pay for some of whatever decoration flowers, whatever.
I like it.
Brilliant idea.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to put the bats on a flyer and send it out so people know these items are for auction.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yes.
And Michaelene, if I may add that the money is going to go to hurricane survivors.
Yes.
But I just want to have one plug that there's something that we often miss is that when a hurricane passes, people are affected by losing their house. So
that's where it's going to. It's going to be spread evenly to the embassies, and that the embassies will be able to spend the money with the vulnerable. That's where it's going to go. It's not going to go to a private organization. We decided it will go to the embassies, the high commissioners, and the high commissioners will be able, at least we will get back evidence that where it's gone, what it's gone to. That's what we're doing. We're also going to raise money at the door from our little collection from a pan, and that money is going to go to the breast cancer organization that is in the Caribbean, so that it will help women and men get breast cancer as well in whatever way and shape they form. So that's what we intend to do.
Good. And I would also like to say that I would like them to focus on people's mental health. After a hurricane passes, we see an upsurge in crime or in people just not being themselves. And that can be attributed to feeling unsafe, feeling like they had no stability, no nothing. I mean, you look at the island, they lost everything. So for them to be functional humans again, to their best selves, I think that we need to also focus on getting them some counseling so that they can become, happy.
We always plan for next year for that, but we have to divide the pie very small.
That's okay. But let's plan for it because, it's about
we have to do a priority check.
Yeah, well, you're right. I live in a hurricane alley.
Last year we did mental health. So last year we did mental health. We mine is well known in the United Kingdom. and we had linked up with mine. And so therefore, as a healthcare professional myself, it is going to be recognizing different issues in regard to healthcare and making sure that that is top priority. Without health, we have nothing. Without health, we have nothing.
Wonderful. Fantastic, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me today and getting this information out. See you at the Caribbean Global Awards,
4 weeks to go.
Yes.
I know, it's coming fast. It's coming fast. I mean, we're almost at September already, so.
I know.
Yay.
And you know what? I want to thank quickly dear Marian and Nydia for actually getting me a lovely lady from Egypt who is actually well deserving of an award, which is a humanitarian award for the work that she's doing. And she would be coming, and I'm super excited to meet her.
I can tell.
I'll introduce you.
Elsa, you got your work cut out for you, girl.
Every day.
Oh, I'm looking forward. This is wonderful. Thank you, ladies. And we'll get the word out and get the date out and where they can register, or at least figure out where they can start to see it online if they need to. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Have a great day.